Now today I will walk you through how to build this task list. So we have a task list here. All those fields are created manually, all those are automated. And I will show you how to build all these. So we have a lot of information per staff. So I'll just show you how you can shorten the staff name so it doesn't look too long here. The total workload, the workload has been done, the task completed. And then some, a bit trying to bring some graphs here, so to look a little bit more attractive, I suppose. And then another chart here, which is the overall chart, tasks that are completed, not started or in progress. And here, this is a work left by task. I think I wanted to show chart a little bit different. So this is why I'm using this one. And I give you a good idea where we are with all stat, I suppose. Now, let's get started. As they say on YouTube, let's get started straight away. Now, to build this is relatively simple, and I've done that in many of my videos, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But what I've decided to do this time is to give a task number. So this way, in this chart here, you don't have to repeat the full name, so you just can refer to the task number. Then a task name, a resource. I've done something a bit different. I usually do validation. I create a task list first, and after I do validation, but for this time, I just allow anyone to input the employees here or the resources freely. And then I'll show you how to create a task list, a client list based on that. Urgent, not urgent, so that allows me to be a bit more granular, so we can do what's urgent first. Estimate, days, hours, months, decades, whatever you want to put in here, and then the percentage done. So here you would just input your percentage down. And those three columns here are automated, obviously. So you can, if you know the estimate what's been done, then you can calculate the done in days, the left to do, and the left percentage. So just really to be very precise, how does that work? So the done is percentage done multiplied by the estimate. Left to do is F minus H, the estimate minus what has been done, and then the left percentage. We just need to do a test here. We remove 1 to the percentage done if there is something here. So this is something that you need to do. You check first if there is something in a task name. So if this way, when there's no task, you don't have any nasty errors or numbers here that don't make sense. Now, this is done already, so you can do this. And then you do some conditional formatting if you like. Here what I've done is all the tasks completed have this pale yellow. The one that are 0 have a deep blue. And the one that are in progress have a light blue. So the idea is become lighter and lighter as the progress is being made. Let's see how we've done that. We go under conditional formatting and we just manage the rules. So first of all, there's only 2 rules here, and here I have 3 colors. How come? Well, that's because I have just given a default color to all this, just to save me one formula in conditional formatting. So I've taken the dark blue here as a default value. So I just put everything in this light blue, and after I just need to do 2 tests here. The first test is, do we have 0% in a G4, which is a percentage done? If we have 0%, well, that means nothing has been done on that task. So that's not good. And then what we do is we apply that to, obviously, the whole task list. But what we need to be mindful of is that we put a dollar before the G. So you have to, otherwise it's to make sure that it really sticks to that column here. A dollar before the G, and this way it will put it to the whole row. But we'll only look at this column here, which is the percentage done. And also do another task check here if there is a task. So that means that this task name field or cell needs to be not blank. So if it's not blank, then I can do this, and then I know that it's completed. Okay. This is for the first one. And the second one, very quickly, it's exactly the same carbon copy. The only difference is we put 1, which is 100%. So if you have 100% percentage done, that means it's completed, and therefore you can put this deeper blue, done. Okay, so this is done. So this is the first step. The second step is to do the calculations. And the third step is to do the graphs here. So the calculation. So what I've done this time, instead of creating a resource list, if you're interested in how to create a resource list and to do some validation here, look at any of my other videos. I think it's what is being done. You just create a task list, and then here you mandatory have to select one of the resources in the task list. But I thought that'll be different this time, just trying to show you different types of functions. So if you have the unique function in your Excel version, then you can do a unique here. If you don't have unique, as I say, then you cannot do it. Then you are stuck. Now the unique function, it needs to be put just at the top here. I'm just going to put it in a different field here, unique. So what that does is that retrieves all the unique elements of a list. Who would have thought? So unique of this, for instance, that gives me what? It's dynamic, and it retrieves all the unique resources. I mean, I could have done it with something else. I know that doesn't make sense, but if I do it in urgent yes, no, for instance, he retrieves only the yes and no. So I thought I'll do this. So this way, when you are here and you want to create a new employee, you want to replace this one brutally with someone, you just put that here, and then it goes automatically here. It retrieves it automatically, and it does all the calculation, which we'll come to in a minute. So pros and cons, but I think this is good to use the unique function. We tell Microsoft, yes, we are using the unique function. It's not that useless. So we're just going to do it this way and make them happy. Okay, so let's so here I've allowed for obviously more resources. You can do it as big as you like. Now in the charts here, I'm mentioning about resources, and I want to do a breakdown by resources. So first of all, you need to make sure that you add enough. For instance, here I just didn't select everything. I need to select everything, but the point of talking about the charts now, I wanted to highlight the fact that instead of having the full name, I just wanted to put initials. So how do we calculate initials? So you could put them manually here, but this table is dynamic. So what I wanted to do instead is to create the initials myself. So I haven't done a very fancy work as far as checking here. So in other words, here you need to make sure that you have 2 parts to the name. If you have only one part, it's not going to like it. It's going to be looking for the second part, and it's going to say problem. But here I just wanted to do something super simple. Well, relatively simple. So we can pause a little bit on this function. If you're watching this video, you can pause it. Let's have a look at this. So this is the formula that I have here at the top. So it retrieves, in a very quick nutshell, it retrieves everything that is before the blank, and then it concatenates that with everything that is after the blank. Text after and text before. And what do we check? We check the blank in the middle. And how many do we retrieve? 1. I mean, I could have retrieved 2, for instance. That would be John. Okay. Okay, so let's go back here. So I'm just going to stick to 1. And then you drag that down, and it's the beauty of it. It's all dynamic, as we have demonstrated already. So let's say I drag that down to this, so it removes this one. If I just create this, for instance, it creates it automatically. It puts it automatically here, and then it put the initials automatically here, which is great. Okay, now, okay, so this is done. We've done this, and then we need to do the boring calculations here. But if we do it smartly, then it should be done relatively quickly. So we have all the information here. We just need to group them by employee. Let's take them one by one. The first one is the estimate. So I want to calculate the overall workload. So I do a sum if. A SUMIF of what, you ask? So SUMIF of the estimate. But what is the condition? The condition is we only add the estimate if the resource is the same as what? As this one here. So SUMIF of all this if it's the same as this. So I've put dollar values on this table, so they are fixed. So I can drag that down later on. And I have left the here the 26, which is the row. I'll let this one run free. But I have locked the D because that would be useful when we slide things to the right-hand side. So I've left the 26 run freely. So when we drag this down, let's have a look. We drag all this down. Then this one becomes 27, and this one will become 28. And therefore, that will ensure that we are looking at the resource that is in front here. So once you've done one, it's all super easy. You just need to more or less change the column. So what did I want next? Work done. We have another column very conveniently with work done. So you just drag the estimate to the down here. And then it's the same. So because I left the dollar here, it makes sure that it only checks this column and not the column as we have dragged it. So very easy. Once you've done one, you just drag things across and you select the column that you want. Left to do this column here. Now, task completed. We are not talking about sum anymore. We're talking about count. So I guess if you didn't have unique, you probably left that video already. But if you have unique, you might still be with me. So I'm just mentioning this because countifs with an S, I think, came around the same time as unique, but I could be wrong. I think to Excel 2019, 2021. You can still do it without this, of course, but be a bit more work. So why do I have a countifs? Let's just click on this. Why do I have a countifs? Because I have two criteria. I count, first of all, that the resource is equal to this. In this column, I need to make sure that the resource is equal to this. And the second count is that the J1, which left the percentage, is 100%. So that means that has not started. Oh, that has started, obviously. 100%, left 100%. So that's a mistake, isn't it? If I want a task completed, I need to check what has been done is 100%. Well spotted, well spotted. Okay, so now there's more completed here. So once again, quickly, two criteria, and we make sure that we have the 26 is the row that is free. Two criteria, first checking that we are talking about this resource here, and count how many have the percentage done completed, which is 1. Okay. Completed will be put here. So what else do we have here? Okay, so this is done for the resources. Now I have some generic totals here that are not resource dependent. First of all, I like to have some numbers here just so I can do some reconciliation. So here, well, it is a countif. I'm just counting how many tasks I have, which is in this column. How many do I have that is not blank? And here for the countif, you just put this like this. So this is a bit of a trick. Put in brackets and the greater than and different from. And you have your total list. So that will be used to reconcile to make sure I didn't mess things up here. Now, urgent tasks and non-urgent tasks. So how many urgent tasks are not started? So first of all, I'm just going to check here. So I'm just going to click on F so you know as well. So there's several criteria. There are 3 criteria here. First of all, I'm checking that the task, there is something in the task, because if you remove all those 3 tasks, you need to make sure that you don't count blanks. The second criteria is for the G, which is the percentage done. Percentage done is 0. And the third criteria is, I need to, take the E, which is that it's urgent. So I need to make sure that I have the 3 criteria. It's not blank, it's urgent. And finally, the criteria that is relevant, which is here not started. I will do the same for this one. The only difference will be that the task is non-urgent, so we must have an N here. And completed, it's exactly the same with the difference that here I must have 1. And I've done it properly this time. And that will be used for the charts. So here, if I add everything here, I have 10. And then I just want to put the in progress here. In progress, what I do lazily for in progress is I deduct the total of tasks from the one that are not started or completed. But here I'm doing a double check. I'm counting everything that is greater than 0 or smaller than 1 in this column here. So this way I can double check that I haven't messed up anything, because this number here is being deducted by using the total tasks that I've counted here, deducting the not started and completed. And this number here I've calculated as well using the formula. Okay, the total is done. We have done step 2. Now for step 3. Now step 3, I'm just going to show you. I haven't talked much about the design itself, but that's a framework that you do in advance. We try to have everything lining up. For instance, here you need to try and have everything lined up so it looks a bit better. But how are we going to do those charts? Now I have everything here based on the amount of resources that you want to you have. So you might have 5 resources, and you don't need to have too big of a chart here, but you try to assess the amount of resources that you have, and you only select those. So here, for instance, let's take them one by one. The workload. The workload is the overall estimate. How do you draw this? So you don't take the name itself, which you take the initials, otherwise we've created this for nothing, really. You take this and you press the Control key, and you select the estimate as well. So you need to select the same amount of rows. It seems obvious, but you'll be surprised. And then you go under Insert, and you go under Recommended Chart if you like, and you see if there's anything that tickles your fancy. It rarely does, but it looks like in this instance, yes, I have something that I don't mind. This looks okay, actually. Yeah, this looks good. Now, see, if you want to allow for more resources moving forward, you can do this. And then you would have the NA here that is not very pleasant. But you might be better off just selecting the amount of resources that you have. Once again, if you prefer the creating a resource list, first check my other video. I can leave a link of one where I do it. It's definitely more elegant, but you don't get to learn the unique function. Ooh. Okay, so this is it. So now the first thing that I like to do is I right-click on this and I format data series, and I just put the gap width to 50%. All the likes, depending on how many elements you have, obviously. So this is, I think it's tighter. I think it's better. So it's up to you if you want to keep those horizontal lines here. If you don't want to, you just need to make sure that you click on those and not on the full chart. You just click on those, and you should see this symbol on each side. And then once this is done, you just delete. And then you'll know that you've actually deleted something that you haven't deleted the chart. It's a good sign. Otherwise, you do undo and you try and do it again. So this is what I wanted to do. Now, what color you ask? So let's have a look at the theme that I have. If you want to use exactly, if you're that inspired and you want to use exactly my colors, you go under the Office here. This is the one I have. Office. You select Page Layout, Office, Colors, Office. And then here I have selected which one, the third one, or I've selected the standard color, so that will not change. Okay, I'm just gonna go here. I just click and then make sure that you are selecting the frame, not the series. You go here, and then you take the this one, and it's here. So we're getting close to this to the final version. The only difference is I've decided to put white here. If you don't like white, you know what to do. And that's it. So from that point, you can really be as fancy as you like. So the chart title, you can either put it directly here, or you can press on the side of the chart title and you put an equal sign and you retrieve it from here, estimate. And then that should change. If you happen to change this, that should change with it. That's it. And then you put that here. You squeeze it here. Yeah, okay. So that's for one. So the first one was the overall estimate, the workload. The other one was work done, which is the workload that has been done. So how is this different? It's a carbon copy. The only difference is you are selecting the work done column here that we have done before. So it's just a matter of grabbing it. There's some differences, obviously. As far as coloring is concerned, you click on the chart, and what I have selected here is a type of blue. I think, is it the dark teal? Yes, it's a dark teal, and the deeper one. So here we are talking about a very dark font, very dark font. So therefore, the font itself of the characters should be in white. Otherwise, it's going to be buried. It's going to be too dark. So you might not like the idea of having some text in white here and some text in black here. So what you can do is to take a darker version. So you go back here, you go to more colors, and then you take a darker version. I think the problem with this type of orangey color, it doesn't darken well. So I'm just going to leave it this way. Okay, so work done here and task completed. We have something with task completed here. So this is here the amount of task, not the workload. So we just do a clone of this. This is another option. If you have one that you like, you just click on it and you press Ctrl D, and that will give you a clone. So you have it here. So now you just need to click on the clone and then go task completed. And then you click on this and you can put task completed, or you can refer to this task completed. And then you can say, oh, my chart is dynamic. Yes, that's it. Now, red. What red is this? So that's a deep red from the standard colors. Standard colors, and I give you a link also. Standard colors don't change with the theme. So we'll see after. We can see now when you change the color here. You notice that some colors change, but the one that I have created or the one that are the standard colors don't change. So here you don't have much changing if you do this. But I'll give you the video link if you want to change the look and feel of this. So what have we done? We've done those three here. I have some that I've done here. You can remove them later on. And this one here, so this is an unusual chart for this, but I think that that needs a bit of a variety, and it gives you an idea of what is the overall workload by task. So here, this is what is left to do. Now, if you don't like, say, Ben, what doesn't make sense left to do? I want to know instead what was the overall estimate to start with, and you can just do this instead. So it's extremely simple, and this is what has been done. So left to do here. So you select here, if you could select the task name, that's another option. Actually, let's do it. Select the task name, and then what has been done, left to do, left this, Control key, left to do, insert recommended chart. Obviously, they always want us this one, but I just thought I'll be a bit different, and I just gonna select this other one here. So you go under the line charts, and you select this one here, the line with markers here. Now you have a huge amount of task here. So this is why I think, depending on how you task, if your tasks are short, you might think you might want to leave them at this. But for me, I preferred to have the task number for a quick reference. So here I'm clicking on this, and I'm just going to slide this to the left just to take the task number, and here we go. So here we have the task number. And same applies to give the name to the task. You just click to the chart, sorry, you click on the chart title, and then you can select whatever you like, or you can just manually input it. The way I've done this, and I don't always do it, but actually don't often do it, is I've just clicked on the chart and I've just looked in here in a format. You know, I like to show different ways of doing things, and from time to time it's good to use what Microsoft gives us. It does not always work, but in this instance I managed to find, actually I cannot find it now, what's going on? I managed to find one that was actually quite good for my needs, so I just yes, no, I don't like this one. So you find one that you like, or this one has lost the will to live, and then you can, what you do is obviously you select only the chart itself, and you give it a background that is the same blue. You don't want to go all over the place with blues, and I think that the background that I had was this. Which one? This one here? No, that's not this one that I had. So which color did I have here? The last one of the turquoise. I mean, this is open for debate. This is not a course on design, but so here, the last one of the turquoise, I had it here. And then obviously you change things to your liking. Here I just put a format. The shape outline is going to be the color of the line here. You want something a bit lighter. And then you can remove this ugly stuff here, as we've done before, so it looks a little bit clearer. Just out of curiosity, which color did I have for the line here? So if you want to do exactly the same, it doesn't tell me. Okay, so I have the feeling it's something a little bit lighter here, so just a bit more subtle maybe from this. And then you need to make sure that you right click on it, you go in a format data series, and then you might be able to find something a little bit better. So this is split into two parts. There's a line and a marker. You click on the marker. The marker is this little thing here at the top. So marker options, you choose built-in, and this is where you put a round if you want. I prefer a round, so select the round, and then you can select if it's shallow or not. But I think we're getting close here. So the border, the solid line, I'm just going to select a white with a very thick width. Okay, so this is becoming quite thick now. But we're getting close to this. And then what I haven't done is I can do is you add the data labels here. So here that will give you the precise number here. Okay, and once this is done, you just go under Format Data Labels, and then you can decide where you want it. I'm just going to put that bigger just in case you cannot see it all. And then I'm going to have to do it again. Yes, Format Data Labels. And then you decide, where do I want it? Just put it on the right, but I think it would make more sense to have it above. There you go. So, and that's it. So, and you notice that here I have the white, but the white around it, but you should see it if you have a white background. So I'm happy to leave it this way. And that's it. So, and then you slide it here instead of this. So just get rid of it, and then you slide it here. Okay, so we've done this three, and we've done that one. So it's up to you. Looks like I put three different types of blues, this one, and this one, for a little bit of variety. But I think if you put the same one, it might look better, or it might look worth for you to try. Now let's have a look. Let's have a look at the last chart. So here, the design police might tell me that clash a little bit the colors, but I don't mind it. It's just something a little bit brighter. This is actually the total, give you the percentage of tasks that are not started, completed, or in progress. This is using this, not started, completed, or in progress. So you can put a task situation here. Tasks. Just put tasks, that should be enough. And here, I'm just trying to be consistent with this. So this blue, that was the blue that we have selected for the 0%. 0% here. No, 100% completed, sorry. 100% completed here. The pale was in progress, and the yellow here was not started. Completed, in progress, not started. So this is the same color that I have reported here. And so how do you do this? You just had the total here that as we had before, and you do an insert recommended chart. I'll go to recommended chart because after you can go on the whole chart and select it. You can see it before you select it. Here I want to go to a tab of a donut. This is the donut that I want. And then the first thing you do is you right click and you go in a format data series and you I think diminish the donut whole size. But before you do this, you need to make sure you put it on the right scale. And then based on this, you take the beautiful bright red that I had as a background, home bright red here. That's it. And then you put the title obviously in white. And then you select the same color. So you can select the same color as this. So the first top right, you select the same blue as this. I think it was one around those. No, actually, this is the second one. But so if you want to do it, you can do it this way. But I think sometimes what is good to do is you go in the chart design and you go to change colors. And the first one is all over the place. But after you can use those, you can use the variations that you like. And I think this is a little bit more subtle. Like for instance here, if I select the monochromatic palette 4, it gives you the 3 variations of the blue. And I think this is usually smarter to do. But I'll stick to my guns and I will have the 3 colors that I had here to start with. Okay, so this is done. We've done all the charts. We left with this to do. So this seems a bit obvious, but I'm just going to walk you through. So I've done a lot of merging here. So I'm just going to show you what I've merged. Okay, so I've merged the 2 at the top. If you don't know how to merge, this is across 2 columns. If you don't know how to merge, you just select the 2 and you're going to merge and center. And that's it. So those ones have merged. And here I haven't merged anything else actually. I'm just putting things here. Okay. So here task not started. I'm just going to do a mock-up so you see how I've done it. Not started. And here I put urgent. Here not urgent. How do you spell that? Not started, urgent, not urgent. And here I have everything ready, so I just need to go and pick it up. Started, tasks not started, urgent. Not urgent. Not urgent is 2. Okay. Not urgent is 2 and urgent is 1. So it's just a matter of picking it up from the cell just to show you once so you know how it's done. And now what do we do? So what we do is we select everything and we put the color that we like here. And obviously I've just did the borders to show you. Now I can remove the borders. Okay, I put a bit of white, otherwise it's not going to be very interesting to see. And then you do your thing, you go bold and the like. So I think which size do I have here? The 12 size. Put this one, put center everything. Okay. So this is more or less what's happening. Now, what I wanted to do is to put this on the, actually I need to make sure I can see everything. I put this on the left-hand side because I want to add something here to add a little bit of interest. I think this is the overall purpose that I always have is to try to have something that looks no offense, Microsoft, but it looks the least possible as an Excel spreadsheet. So people might even think that you're using a software to do it. So I like to bring in some other stuff, and in this case, I have brought in icons. So I'm not 100% sure that everybody has this, but you should. If you go under Insert Icons, here you can select icons. So if you put something like task, for instance, here I put task, and this is where I found this. So that gives you some nice icons about something that is not started, that was just here, for instance, and things that are completed is here, for instance, but you could have selected maybe some other stuff. So here, if I want to put the task not started, it's hard to say, but easy to do. I just print insert here. And here, what do I have? I have this like this. So I just put it a graphic fill, I put a white, and I put this here like this. And sometimes I'm just being fancy and I add some shadow, graphic effects, shadow under, but sometimes it simply doesn't work. Up for debate, obviously. Yeah, here I've done that quickly. I didn't put the capitals. Urgent, not urgent. So, what do you think? With or without shadow? But that's it. I think this makes everything a bit more interesting. I've done a lot of subtle graphics, but this time I thought I'll go all out with my coloring. So completed is exactly the same. Not exactly, otherwise there would be duplication, but it's completed. So you go back here and what has been completed, and you have the urgent, not urgent, 3 and 4. Obviously you can put whatever you like, but this is what I've decided. And you put a dark blue here. I'm going back to my dark teal here, not the strongest one, but the 25%. And brought back another icon here. Select the 3 and the 4 that I had here, the completed column this time, 3 and 4. And this is done. So we only have this one to do. And after we are more or less done, how many minutes? 37 minutes. Oh, okay. Resourcing. Available, busy. This is not a very corporate talk, but I like to keep it simple. I mean, okay, so how many resources are busy? And how many resources are available? So this time we cannot refer to this. I've decided to put the formula directly in this. Okay, so what is the formula? Okay, so here I'm doing a countif, a brutal countif of this, but here it should really be everything. I'm counting how many resources are have 0, but this is not going to work because I don't have that many resources. So I need to do probably a countifs to check how many. I'm going to have 2 criteria about this being equal to 0 and this not being equal to blank. And I'm just going to, I don't even need to put to lock it. I'm going to lock it this way. I can drag it down as well. Okay, and here what do I want? I want the not blank. It works. So this way, if you want to have a longer resource list, it will work. And here I had the same with greater than 0. So I'm just going to bring that down. And I'm going to have greater than 0 here. Hola, doesn't like it. So I need to put some brackets like this. Okay, so what have I done just to show you? I have 2 conditions. I'm checking as before that there is something in this resource that is not blank. Otherwise, it would think that there is a resource available here when there is not. And then the second criteria is I'm checking that the column G, which is this one, left to do, is greater than 0. So that means they are busy, quote unquote. Okay, so I have left to do. So this resource with something left to do. So why did I go here? Well, because otherwise if I go here, there will be duplication because the same resource can work on several tasks. So I need to go in a consolidated view. Okay, so and the same for the icon. So this is icon. If you don't like it, you can right click, or if you want one, you do insert icon. If you don't like it, you can either delete it, or you go here, and I want to show you change graphics. It could be a photo even. You want to be super smart, but I think if we stick to icon, this is it. You can put a resource, for instance. You should be able. It doesn't like it, so you can put people. Surely with people it works. So you can put the whole family here if you like. So this is it. So you can put Superman here if you want. Resource available. And actually, yeah, you could put one for available, and you can put one for busy. You could two different icons. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to square one, be a bit more corporate-like. And that's it. So this is all done. So obviously this, you could change it. You could make it a bit different if you don't like the color coordination. This was done very quickly because it's a calculation thing. So usually you can put it under a different tab. You put it here, a different tab. This obviously it's my work thing, so you can remove it. And this is a calculation as well. You can make it look a little bit more attractive if you like. So I hope that was useful. Can't believe we're more than 40 minutes in. It would have been much longer if I would have done it in front of you. So this is why I prefer to just walk you through after the work is done. Otherwise you have to go through all my typing and like. It's not very pleasant. Okay, so I hope this is useful, and you can have a look in links in the description where I talk about other task list where you can actually see how I've done the resourcing different this time.